If you want to build a personal AI assistant or you just want to learn automation, then this video is for you. I'm gonna show you exactly how I build mine and how you can adapt it to work for your own workflows. It lives in my Telegram, it understands my goals, my tasks, my content and my calendar, and it turns whatever I say into real action. And the important part is that the setup is easier than it looks. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dan. I've been building enterprise grade systems for a decade now, and I've quit everything so I can focus fully on building AI automations and on teaching it right here on YouTube. In my previous video, I showed you how I use my personal assistant day to day, and in this video, we're gonna build it. But before we do that, let me show you what this assistant can do. Okay, so this right here is the bot. I didn't want to create a new interface for it, so I connected it to my Telegram. This makes it very simple to use. Now let me show you some examples of what it can do. So we can tell it something like, what are my tasks for today? And it answers with this, your tasks for today, December 18th, in daily tasks. So it checks my Notion and it returns what I'm working on. It already sees that I've done some stuff. It also sees the status of them. Now it can also create tasks for me. I had a task for today to edit the video I'm filming now. And it takes a few seconds and it's done. Edit a task to daily for December 18, and it also gives me a link, so if we click on it we can actually see the task. Now if I go to this folder right here in which this assistant works, then I can check my tasks and we'll be able to see that it added this new one right here. Okay, now let's go back to the bot and see what else it can do. Can you check my calendar for today? No event schedules, great. Now, if I go ahead and tell it add a focus work time from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Great, now I can click on the link and I can see it in my calendar. Focus work right here. Okay, now if, for example, I get a video idea at 2 a.m. and I don't want to open my Notion and write it there or take some notes on it, then I can just tell it, add a video on January 3rd in my content calendar, how to get into automation. Let's see what it does. Add it to your content calendar. Oh, it was really fast. Now if I click on it, I can see it. Great, video idea, how to get into automation. Now if we go and check the calendar, it will also show right here on January 3rd. I told it, okay, it's this one right here. Now it can also store notes for me and search things online and also save them inside my notes. Now let's assume that I've just heard about make.com. Save some notes in my Notion about make.com and a short guide on how to use it. Okay, save to Notion, make.com, notes plus short guide, so let's see it. What make.com is, core concepts, when to use make.com, great, it worked great. So it saved them under wiki right here, in which I add my personal notes. Okay, great. Now, let's just go ahead and build it. So we're gonna do it in n8n. If you haven't used it before, then it's a tool that helps you make automations or AI agents. Go ahead and click the link in the description. You can create an account, you'll get a 15-day trial. Just press on get started right here. This is their cloud version. It's actually open source, so you can host it for free. I mean, the host does cost, but the tool doesn't. I'm using their cloud version because it's very easy to use. I think I have the first subscription, the cheapest one. Now I'm gonna log in. And I'm gonna go to personal right here, to my workspace, and I'm gonna create a folder first. I'm gonna name it personal assistant 2. Okay, so I'm just gonna press on create. Now, my personal assistant has two workflows. One that reads my emails and creates tasks on it, but I'll show you how to build that at the end. It's very simple. And another one that did all the stuff that I've just showed you. So let me show you how we're gonna go about this. So press on create workflow. The first step will be message receive on Telegram, but let's just use chat trigger because it's easier to test in development. If we use this, then we can open chat and talk to it right here. Then let's add an AI agent node, AI agent. The source should be the connected chat trigger node. Then we're gonna have the prompt is taken from the chat input, so everything should work fine. Now we have to define a model. So we can use any tool available, but I'm just gonna use OpenAI because it's very quick to set up and fast to use. I'm gonna use the mini version for now, just for testing, because this is fast and cheap. We can add tools like web search, file search, code interpreter, but we don't need those for now, so let's just go ahead and save the workflow. Now, you'll need to have an OpenAI API key. So you need to create an account on platform.openai.com. Then you'll need to register here. I think you can use the same account that you are using for ChatGPT, then go to settings. You need to verify your organization, but you can verify also as an individual. Then go to billing. You have a credit balance. Here you need to add some credit, because you have to pay for using the model. But $5 should be more than enough for this personal assistant for a long time. So click right here on add to credit balance and add $5 if you want to. Then we need to go to API keys, press on create new secret key, give it a name. I'm just gonna name mine test because I'm gonna delete it after. Then you have to select a project. OpenAI will configure one by default. It's called default project. Then press on create secret key. And it will give you something like this. Copy it, store it somewhere safe. Don't share this with anyone because if you share it with someone, then he's gonna be able to use your account. Then go back to n8n, press right here on credential to connect it, create new credential and paste it right here. And if you press on save, then you should see that the connection tested successfully. Now go back to n8n and let's see if this chat works. Hey, how can I help you today? So it already works because it has the connected chat trigger node and the prompt is the user message. Okay, we need to define our context. So the personal assistant needs to know our goals, needs to know some things about us. So let's head back to Notion. I'm gonna create a new page right here called Personal Assistant 2. And then this is what my other personal assistant has. And we're gonna have to build something similar. So let's start with the simple stuff. So we're gonna have a wiki. That's all you need to do. This is just a parent page. Then we're gonna have our goals. Let's have a page for our goals. And in here, you'll need to write your goals, define them and write them here. I'm just gonna copy and paste mine. If you just want to test this, then you can write some dummy ones with ChatGPT. Okay, now we're gonna have to define our daily schedule. Again, I'm just gonna copy and paste it. You can just create some dummy ones just for testing this workflow. Now, the two most important pages right here are actually databases. We have the daily tasks and the content calendar. So let's go ahead and build them. Select database right here. We're gonna build a task tracker. We don't need priority, we don't need task type, we don't need effort level. So let's continue. Let's just keep by status by now, but we're gonna have to change this view. So we order them by date. Done. Okay, it created some dummy ones for us. So let's go on ahead and edit this. As you can see, you have a due date right here. Edit property. Let's just call it date. Great. Now let's create a new view. It's gonna be a board and we're gonna group by, select date. And as you can see, it will show them on dates. Select day right here so you can see them on days. Sort should be all this first and this should be everything. Move this as the first view so when you open the page it will open the board view. Let's try and create a new one for today. Do something and let's edit it and set the date as today. We are in December 18th. Do something, December 18th, great. And now we don't want to see tasks older than, I don't know, 7 days here on this board because you see it will become too crowded. So we can add a filter. For date, start date is relative to today, this week. Okay, now you can play with this, you can make it look however you want, you can add details here, you can do anything you want to do. Now we have to add the content calendar, so click again on plus, add a database. If you search for calendar, it will show this content calendar right here. Continue, we just want the calendar view, so let's press on done. And we have it right here. We can add a new one by clicking on the specific date, so let's go ahead and click and try to do a test. Test 1, I added 2 by mistake, no problem, let's delete one. Let's add some in the future as well. Test 2, test 3. With this we'll be able to test our assistant and see that it works fine. Okay, so we have the task tracker, we have the content calendar, we have the daily schedule, so it takes into account this when it's creating tasks for you. Then we have our goals, so all the tasks it creates are aligned. Okay, and then we have the wiki where we'll store random stuff, so let's move this as the last one. We'll put the task tracker because it's the most important one as the first one and the content calendar as the second one. Okay, let me close all the tabs I have here. Okay, and now we need a way to connect our n8n to these pages right here. So go to notion.so/my-integrations or click the link in the description below and we're gonna create a new integration. I'm just gonna name mine test because I'm gonna delete it afterwards. We're gonna have to associate an workspace, just choose yours. Now the type should be internal, don't make it public, so we don't want anyone to be able to edit our stuff there. Then click on save, configure integration settings now. Then go to access, edit access, then search for the page you just created, PA2. Remember we named it PA2, you can name it however you want, but let's just save it. And now it should, okay, it didn't select, so let's just search, okay, it did select. Let's click on save. Now our integration right here has access to the parent page that we created earlier. Now we need to copy the integration secret. Again, don't share this with anyone, otherwise anyone will be able to access your Notion, so press on show and copy it. Then go back to n8n, press right here on the plus button, search for Notion, Notion tool. Then you won't have a Notion account right here, so press on create new credential and paste the integration secret you just copied. And when you save, you should see that the credential connection tested successfully. Great, now it can connect to our Notion. We need to let it create tasks for us. This is what we're gonna do with the first node here. Let's just name it create tasks. The tool description is very important because the AI agent that we just added will be using this to decide between all the tools you gave it access to. So let's set manually create a page in Notion in daily tasks. That's how we called it, right? Let's check again. No, we named it task tracker. Let's rename it to daily tasks. Okay, copy it, go back and paste it here. Now, the resource is not a page, it's a database page. Operation should be create. Now we have to select a database and let's select daily tasks. The title, we can click on this button right here. Let the model define this parameter. Great. Now we can add properties to it. For example, we need to let it define the task name. So select it and click on let the model define this parameter. Now add another one, date. Let the model define this parameter. Okay, and I think this is all we wanted to be able to update. Let's see if we... Okay, let's also add a description here. So it gives us details for each task. Let the model define this as well, and this is pretty much it. Now, in order for it to know that we wanted to create tasks, we need to give it a prompt. So it has the user message, and we need to add another option right here, system message. Okay, I just copied this from my other workflow, but you can copy it as well. I put a link in the description below to download the workflow file that you can import, but I strongly suggest you build it yourself so you can learn how these things work and how you can modify it based on your workflows. So you are my personal AI assistant. Your job is to reduce mental load, not increase it. You help me think clearly, you have access to my task plans, notes and messages, use them to surface what actually needs attention, remove noise and low priority work, help me focus on one thing at a time. Okay. And then we give it a default behavior. When prompting to check tasks or content, go search again in Notion. Don't look in history. Tasks can be updated. When we are working on tasks, read and write in the database called daily tasks. When we are working on content and videos, read and write in the database called content calendar. So we give it information about what it should do, so it doesn't have to think too much. Okay, have to check expression right here because we are dropping the current date because as you probably know, AI is bad with time. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it and test it. We can already create tasks, so let's see if it works. Create a task for me, outline a YouTube video. Okay, let's see what it does. It started thinking. Great, and it is using our Notion integration. I created the task outline a YouTube video. So let's go back to our Notion and see that it was actually created, and it was. We didn't tell it when to create it, so it assumed that we want it for today. But let's see if it works to create tasks for other dates. So now create one for tomorrow, edit the video. I've created a task, edit the video. Okay, it worked absolutely great. Now let's give it more functionality. So I'm also posting on YouTube, so I wanted to create content ideas. So let's give it access to our content calendar. So we can just copy and paste this node right here, because it's the same, we just have to configure it a bit differently. Drag from the plus button on the tool right here to here. Then in content calendar, let's see if it has the same name. It does, great. Now we have to select the database, which is content calendar. Now, does it have the same properties? Does it have task name and date? I don't think so, so let's save and refresh it. Go back, loading options, great. It doesn't have the same options, so we have to redefine them. Let's change its name, create content ideas. Now, let's select the content name, the model define it. Then let's select the publish date. Again, let the model define it. I think this is all we need, so let's delete this last one and it will add our ideas for us. Let's save it and test it. Add a video for today called How to Start in AI Automation. Now add a video for today called How to Start in AI Automation. It knew to go to the other tool right here and it is created, so let's check it. Okay, it wasn't actually created. Maybe we forgot to set something. Okay, it doesn't have a date. Okay, film date. When I dragged it, I set the date. So we need to put the film date and the publish date. So let's go back to n8n. We set the publish date. Now let's actually add another property called film date and let the model define it. Save it and let's test it again. Add another one for tomorrow. The basics of AI automation. It doesn't actually have memory yet, so I don't know how it worked, but it did. Now let's check if it shows here, and it does. This time it does. Great. Let's add some memory so it knows what we discussed with it before. So let's press on memory right here. Simple memory, we don't need anything complex. It's gonna use the session ID that we have for our chat, right? We'll change this when we connect it to Telegram, but let's leave it as it is. So that's all you had to do. Click on save. Okay, now we can create tasks and create content ideas. What else do we need? We need a way to search for the existing tasks and search for content ideas, so we can talk to it on what we have defined. If we don't do this, then it won't be able to see our current tasks. We can only create them for now. Press on the plus button right here. Search for Notion. Select database page. Operation should be get many. Now we need to select a database. Select again daily tasks. Limit, let the model define this, and let's add a filter so it can use it to only return tasks for a specific period of time. Okay, and we're gonna add a condition right here, date on or after. Now we can let the model define this, and let's also add a sort, so all the tasks come ordered to our model. Date ascending. Okay, great. Now we can press on save. Now we also have to define the description, so the AI agent knows what it's used for. In daily tasks. Great, that's all we have to do. Now let's ask it, what am I working on today? Okay, now let's do the same for content. Copy it, drag and drop, and let's change the description to content calendar. Let's change this to content calendar. Now the filter is different. We need to use the, okay, we need to refresh it again so it loads those. The filter should be by film date, on or after, and then we also need a sort. Let's sort by film date, and it should work fine now. What content do I have to work on tomorrow? Okay, so it used the right tool, the basics of AI automations. Great, it works absolutely great. Now we can press on tidy up right here so it looks better. It doesn't look better, but we can drag and drop. Let's give those two a name so we know what they do. So this one was for daily tasks. Let's call it get many daily tasks. And for the second one, let's just copy the title from this one, paste it right here, content ideas. Okay, now we need to make it context aware, so it needs to know our goals and our schedule to create tasks based on that, or content ideas, and to help us with our planning sessions. So let's create another tool, search again for Notion. Okay, now the resource this time should be page, operation should be search, then we're gonna let the search text be defined automatically by the model, limit, let the model define it as well. And that's all we have to set right here, but it will only find the pages, it won't find the content inside the page. Let's add a tool description for this, so let's set manually, use this for my goals and my daily schedule. Great, save it. Now we need a way to search for the content inside these pages. So click on plus again, search for Notion. Right here select the resource should be block. Get child blocks. Here select by ID, because I found that it doesn't work fine when we use the URL. Let the model define this. Limit, let the model define this limit. And this is pretty much all we have to do. Let's see if it works. What's my daily schedule? Okay, so it searches for the page now. Then it searches for the child blocks and it found it. Workflow successfully executed. Your daily schedules include this main time block. So it found exactly what we were searching for. This time we didn't have to give it such specific details, but it works. Now we have to give it access to update content in pages, because we want to take notes with it. So search again for Notion. Let's name this update content in pages. Let's set the tool description. Use this to update pages. Okay, research should be block. Operation should be append after. Again, select ID right here. Let the model define this. And then we have to add blocks. We can add different blocks for formatting, or we can just choose the rich text, but let's choose paragraphs because I found that it works better this way. But the paragraphs have a maximum of 2000 characters, and if you want to save more info, then it might fail. So we're gonna have to add multiple paragraph blocks and let the model define each one. Okay, 3. Now let's save it, and now it can update content in pages. We have to give it access to create pages in our wiki, so let's search again for Notion, set a tool description. Okay, this is fine, create a page in Notion. Okay, now let's select the other things. The parent page, it needs the parent page. We need to give it access. We need to copy the link for the wiki right here. So right click on it, copy link, and paste it right here. We won't let the model define the parent page. We're choosing it instead of it. The title, let it define it, and then we're gonna add blocks. We're gonna add the same number of paragraphs that we added in the last node. Great. And it should work fine, so let's save it and test it. In my wiki, create a page about how to make fried chicken. In my wiki, create a page about how to make fried chicken. I have a typo right here. Okay, it also gave us the link, but let's go back to Notion and see if it created a page how to make fried chicken. Okay, so it saw that it was a typo. Okay, fried chicken is a beloved dish, who cares? Ingredients, great. Steps, marinated chicken, great. It works great, first try. Now, I think this covers everything that it has to do in our Notions. It can work with our tasks, it can work with our content, it can create pages, it can update pages. Okay, now we need to connect it with our Google Calendar, so it also schedules things for us in our calendar. Click on the plus button right here, search for Calendar, Google Calendar tool, awesome. Now we need to create other credentials, so just go ahead and click on create new credential and just press on sign in with Google right here and give it access. We're gonna have two different tools. One that creates our calendar, we can select it right here. I'm just gonna choose my personal one, and we can define the start like this and the end like this. Use default reminders. This will use the reminders that Google has inbuilt in their calendar. We can add multiple fields like attendees, and we can let the AI configure those. We can add location, we can add everything we want. But I just want to use it as a personal schedule. Okay, let's click on save. Now we also want to read what we have in our calendar. So search again for calendar. Now research should be get many. Select again your personal calendar. Limit, let's let the model define this. And we can select after or before, so let the model define this as well. And this is pretty much it. Let's go back to see if we configured everything fine here. We did. Now we can actually test it. What meetings do I have today? Let's see if it goes to our calendar. It did. I just have the focus work session that I created earlier. Okay, let's create a new one. Add a new meeting for 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Focus session 2. Okay, I added a new meeting. Let's check our calendar. It gave us the link. We can't click directly on it, so let's just copy it and paste it. And it worked fine. It didn't put a title. Okay, we need to give it the option to add the title. So in the create an event in Google Calendar, add a new field. I think it's the description field, so let's use this one. Let's also add summary. Let the model define those. I think this is it. Okay, so we're done with automation. Let's click on tidy up right here and make it look a little bit better. Let's name this workflow PA2. Okay, so now we are done with our workflow. We have our personal assistant, but now we must connect it to an app that we use daily and that's easy to access. We can create a new one for this, but we don't have to do that. We can just use Telegram. It's free and it's very, very easy to set up. Now we're gonna use Chrome because I saw that Telegram doesn't work well on Atlas. So let's head to web.telegram.org. Then you can search for bot father right here. You should be an official Telegram account and we can talk to it to create a new bot. You can either click on open right here and you can just write new bot and send a message. Alright, new bot, how are you going to call it? Please choose a name for your bot. Let's name it PA2. Good. Now let's choose a username for your bot. Okay, so it must end with bot. PA_2_then_bot. Congratulations on your new bot. Again, you'll receive a token right here. Just copy it and store it somewhere safe. Well, I mean, we'll have it in this Telegram chat. And you also have a link right here. Telegram me and the bot you just created, and we can talk to it right here. Press on start. Let's give it a message so it shows right here in our sidebar. Head back to n8n and delete this chat right here. Click on plus, search for Telegram. Right here you'll find triggers on message. Now click on edit PA2 and paste the access token you copied. I don't know if I have it on my page, let's hope so. I did because connection tested successfully. Great. Now save it, go back. So now when we receive Telegram messages, we'll see them here. Now we need to add an if node, so it doesn't answer to anyone else but us. But we'll see in a few seconds what we can add right here. Let's just close this chat window and try to execute the workflow. Now let's go back to Telegram and give it a message, hey. And you'll see that it is green now, so we have the data. Now in the if block right here, you have some information that you received from Telegram. This is my account right here, so from who you received this message from. Click on schema. And we can drag and drop this from ID right here, and it should be equal to this every time. So nobody else can message us. The personal assistant only answers to us. Now go ahead and drag and drop from this plus right here to the AI agent, and let's make some changes. Click right here. Source for prompt should be defined below. Just drag and drop the text from the message from the left side. Then go to memory, right here, simple memory. The session key should be defined below. It should be the from ID. So for each person it will have a different session. It's only us now, but we can add more people if we want to, but let's just leave it as it is for now. And then after it finishes, it should give us a message back. So click on the plus button right here, search for Telegram again, send a text message, expand this, chat ID is this one right here, drag and drop it. The text should be what the AI agent responded, so let's test it. Let's write test for now and test it. Press on execute workflow, it will wait for an event. Go back to your Telegram and say hey. As you can see, everything is green and it returned this message right here. Now you have the output of the AI agent. Instead of test right here, you can just drag and drop it. And that's all we have to do. The workflow is now complete. We can save it and we can turn it as active. Got it. Let's go back to Telegram. As you can see, the test we configured earlier. Let's refresh it because it's pretty laggy today. What am I working on today? And it responded. Today you have 2 main tasks scheduled, outline a YouTube video and do something unspecific. Do something, that's how the task is actually called. Okay, I had to restart my browser because the Telegram was really laggy, so let's just ask it, create a task for me for tomorrow. Go for a walk. Okay, it seems like it works fine now, so let's see what it does. Okay, I have created a task for tomorrow to go for a walk. Okay, it's right here in our Notion. Works fine. Now let's try to make it create a content piece. Let's ask it, what content pieces do I have to post in the near future? Let's see what it says. It's the tests I added earlier and the 2 ones that I've sent in n8n directly. We don't want to reply. Okay, give me some other ideas based on these. Okay, save this one for 22nd of December. Let's see if it works. I have saved the content idea for let's go to our content calendar and see 22. Okay, it's right here. Common mistakes to avoid in AI automation projects. Works great. Now, one thing that we didn't do and why it can be buggy is that we left GPT-4.1 mini here. This one is fast, but it's not as good as the new model. So let's change it to 5.2. It will be more expensive, but you'll get better answers. Great, save it. It's live. Now you have your personal assistant. It runs. You can talk to it inside your Telegram. Don't forget to create this if node right here, otherwise anyone can message it and they will be able to access the things you gave the AI agent access to, and you don't want that. Now let me show you the second part of this PA. Go back to the folder you created earlier right here, create a new workflow, call it PA2-email. So we're gonna create another automation for this system. We're gonna have a daily scheduler that runs at 6 AM and reads all our emails for the previous day and then creates something actionable out of it, if there's something that can be acted on. Okay, so let's search for schedule trigger. We want it to run daily at 6 AM. Great. This is all we have to do as the first step. Then we're gonna have to search for a Gmail node, get many messages. Right here you can create a new account. I'm just gonna use a random one. But it's very simple to use. Just press on sign in with Google. Let me sign in again, Make sure to check this right here. I want to allow n8n Cloud ongoing access to the Google account that I'm sharing today. If you didn't give it access beforehand, it will ask you to give it access for the first time. So press on continue, connection successful, okay. Now we need to add some filters. So we don't just get random emails. We need to get them for the previous day only. We have to add the received after and the received before. Check expression for both of them. And then for received after, it will have to be now minus 1 day at the start of day. And this is the format that we need to send the date as. So this means that we had to filter for the start of day yesterday. We are on 18th of December now, and this is 17th of December at the beginning of the day. Now the received before should be similar to this one, just that instead of start of day, we'll have to write right here end of day. Great. See, it's 23:59:59. Now if we execute the step, it will read all the emails for the previous day. Okay, these are all the emails we received yesterday. See, 34 emails. We have a bit of spam there, but we don't want to call the AI 34 times, so we need to put all this together. So right here, search for aggregate, then right here, select all item data, and this is all you have to do. Press on execute step, and it will return them as a single item in a list. Now we need to send this information to an AI agent. So search for AI agent, then we're gonna define below the prompt user message, and I'm just gonna copy it from the other workflow I have. I've also shared them in the description below, so you can just download them and copy it from there, or you can just write it. You can use ChatGPT for this. Here are the emails for yesterday's as a JSON. You are an assistant that extracts actionable tasks from emails and creates tasks in my n8n database based on them. And I gave it some rules. Completely ignore promotional, marketing, newsletter or informational emails. Only extract tasks from emails that require an action. Pay, reply, submit info, confirm, update something. I've tested this for a couple of weeks now and it works great. It doesn't create tasks if there's nothing actionable there. Okay, now we have to add a chat model, so search for OpenAI again. Use the same account that you configured earlier. We don't have to give it a memory this time, but we're gonna have to give it access to our tasks. So open the workflow that you created earlier, PA2, and copy the create tasks node right here and paste it in here. Drag and drop the tool, and this is pretty much all you have to do. Now, if we execute this step, it will actually create the tasks. So let's see what it does. Incorrect API key. Okay, so I have a wrong API key here. Let me just edit it. Let me select a different account. Great. Execute again. Okay, it actually created 2 tasks. Let's see what it did. Daily tasks. Review order receipts. Send update identity document. This review order receipts is trash. It shouldn't have created this one. But it is because we're using a weak model. We're using 4.1 mini. We can just switch to 5.2 and it will work better. I guarantee it. Now save it, say it as active, and now every morning at 6 AM this workflow, it will run. It will take out your emails and then it will create tasks for you. So you don't miss anything. You don't miss any email that was actually important under all that spam. See? This was pretty simple. It took 5 minutes to build and it saves us, I don't know, 15-30 minutes every single morning. It works awesome. Now this PA system has 2 different automations. Next week I'm gonna create 2 new automations here. One that plans our weekly goals based on our long-term goals and the previous weekly goals. And then another one that takes those goals and the previous tasks that we've done for the week and creates actionable tasks every single morning. So we don't have to think too much about planning. It does it instead of us and it keeps us on track. So we can focus on exactly what we have to do. Okay, now that we've built this assistant, the next piece that matters is how we use it in real life. In my previous video right here, I walk you through how I use it day to day. If you want that context, then go and watch that next. This exact pattern can be extended to a lot of things. Content systems, client work, internal tools, even agency workflows. Next week I'm going to show you how I'm expanding this system so it can plan for you automatically, setting weekly goals and creating daily tasks. So subscribe so you don't miss out.